Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So I missed my Sunday live previous Sunday purely because I was on the road. I was I was just swamped with where I was. I was in a position where I couldn't really stop. I had to keep moving, and then I ran into some issues and ended up camping. It's all coming in vlogs later, but nonetheless, I've made it now to Konya. So I'm doing today's live, and then there will be another one this coming Sunday. So guys, anyone that wants to join, you're welcome. I look forward to seeing you here. Say hi in the chats. We'll do around a 10-minute live today and just keep building this. The journey so far, guys, the journey has been amazing. It's been intense though. It's been very hard. I've hit like a peak exhaustion at the moment, just through the workload, all the crazies that's happened. You know, running out of I ended up in hospital, as previously noted. Bunch of learning curves, basically learning to juggle the bike, get the bike working efficiently, and myself. And so I finally made it to Konya. I'm in Hostelida. It's a little hostel here in Konya. It's pretty good. There's only probably one thing I think could be improved on, which is the fridge up in the kitchen. But other than that, like, they've got washing, it's really, they're lovely people, which is truly what makes it. You know, when you've got nice people, when you're dealing with nice people who are just welcoming, this is what it's about, right? And I got here yesterday and I just started yawning. I'm so tired. I'm still very tired. I've got to be here for the live for you guys. Even though the lives are operating rather slowly at the moment, but nonetheless, I'm going to continue with them every day. So if anyone wants to add in anything, like, you know, are you going here? Can you go there? Can you film this? You know, how's this been? Or what, you know, any advice or anything like that, feel free to just hit me up on the lives. I've got to do a lot of stuff here in Konya. I've got a massive backlog of videos to finalize and upload. And I've also got to rearrange some things. I've got to get better bedding. My bedding in my tent is terrible. If I had fantastic bedding, I wouldn't even really need to come to a hostel. I still would occasionally, just for that R&R, but I wouldn't actually need to. So really, once I get the bedding sorted, get a few other bits and pieces, a bit more power, availability to carry more power. I ran out of power, which is a struggle, right? Because like the battery packs, they take quite a long time to charge, so it's not something you can just stop off and do in an hour. So having more is better for me. I'm definitely going to get a upsize and get a better charger, which will last me out at least 4 days. I want at least 4 days or more, where I don't have to actually come into a hostel or a cafe. I've been predominantly living out of cafes. I've been living in my tent now for 3 weeks. After the hospital, I did go to a hostel, and then since that hostel, it's been about 3 weeks, and I've basically just been staying in the tent since then. But it takes its toll. I've done a lot of caves too. I'm in Konya now. Next is Karaman. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the chat. Jump in the chat and say hi if you want, the viewers. Thank you for the like, whoever that is. Appreciate you. But yeah, next is Karaman, and then after Karaman, we go to Mazan Caves. So this is going to be. I'm really looking forward to the caves. These are ancient Byzantine sort of caves. And there's basically like churches and a little city built inside the actual cave itself, inside the rock. So there's just phenomenal amounts of stuff here in Turkey. I'm not even joking. Like yesterday when I was cycling to Konya, I'm like on my bike riding down a hill, and here's this like rock, what looked to be like, it's ancient, old as a bit, like there's nothing it's not being used for anything. I'm like, oh, I got to get closer. It was all overgrown. There was some pathways in and out from animals. And then it turned out once I got inside, there was actually some old campfires and stuff. So people have gone in there. But like, I'm not joking. Like this thing was like ancient stone, and it had grass and plants growing on the roof. And when you get inside, it's a cathedral, and it had pillars, stone pillars all the way up, a really high ceiling. Absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I stopped and filmed it. And there's nothing marked on the maps about this, and that's the beauty about Turkey. You know, you go to so many other countries for, say, tourism or history or whatever, right? And it's all catered. It's all set up. It feels fake. But the thing about Turkey is, sure, Turkey has that really touristic side where it's hustle and bustle and marked and toured and all this. But if you get out and you start traveling through Turkey in the areas that other people aren't generally traveling, you find some of the most amazing ancient buildings and ruins. It just bizarre things that you don't even know what they are. So that's the thing I'm loving the most about here, not to mention the hospitality that has been absolutely incredible. But it has been such a wow experience for the sheer fact of the things, the random little bits that you find along the way, the ancient. You know, I'd just say Turkey is a graveyard. It is a graveyard for all the giants of the past. You've got the Roman, you've got the Byzantine, you've got the Ottoman, you've got, before all of that, you've got the Phrygian. You know, like this is like the foothold of it's basically like every component that has led to civilization as we know it from both sides has a big root here in Turkey, which is just incredible. You know, and that's the beauty of traveling these back roads, is you find these random things that just you don't even know what they are because there's nothing online about them. They're just this ancient ruins. It's incredible. I found some caves before. This was probably a week ago. I'm riding down the road and there's farmland, and behind the farmland there's these big caves. And so I got off the road and I got down into the farm, crossed over the farm and to these back caves and started exploring all these caves. And I'm not joking. Like, it was like, I mean, these are cut out of pure stone, and they've got like storage areas. They've got what could have been used for storage or baths. I'm not sure. There's chimneys where they've got fireplaces built inside solid stone. It is just beyond anything I've ever seen before in my life. And it's and not to mention, I mean, the views, the scenic views, right? Like, Turkey is just stunning. It's absolutely stunning. The hard part is the hills, right? She's a bumpy country. She's very bumpy, and the hills have been challenging. I'm getting stronger, but I have hit a peak of exhaustion right now, and that's basically why it was like, you know, yesterday was just such a hard day, and I pushed all the way. Ended up on a highway. I try to avoid highways. I didn't realize I was heading to a highway. Got on the highway, pushed up, and there's like trucks and cars bustling past you, and they're moving quickly. And I was like, I've got to get off this highway. I crossed over, got off the highway, ended up in a job site. And the job site, there was these Turkish fellas and some Syrian fellas, and they're like, come in, come in. Next minute, the rain starts coming in. So I'm actually indoors with these guys. They're giving me that like a bolognese. I don't even know what it was, just, I call it a bolognese, and bread and chai, tea, Turkish tea. And these guys, I sat with them for probably an hour and a half. And it was just the best time. Like, we had the best time. We had good laughs, and we had photos at the end. And then they said, just keep going on the highway. So I listened to them. Instead of going the back roads, I stuck on the highway. And I'm not joking. It was a 10K stretch, 10 kilometers of downhill straight into Konya. And it was fantastic. I had a brilliant time. But the hills are very challenging here in Turkey. Guys, any of you guys that are here right now, do you just want to say hi? Here we go. Forgotten Voyages 16, long time watcher, my friend, for about 5 years. Wow. I'm on the brother. Thank you, man. Mate. That is I'm actually breathtaking. That's such a nice thing to hear that you're a long term viewer. When you're saying, I'm not sure what you mean by that, brother. All my connections just dropped a bit. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Long term watcher. Wow. You know, like I've had such a bumpy up and down run with YouTube. I've come and gone. I've had surgeries and all sorts. I had a spinal surgery, I had a gallbladder surgery. I've had a lot of things that have stopped me. And finally, I'm back, and I'm never been more serious to be consistent. About 5 years ago. So you were back from when I first went to Latin America, when I first made my channel. 2021 that was. Wow. I'm so impressed. Thank you very much. I'm reconnecting. Where have you traveled to? The Forgotten Voyages. There we go. I'm back. You travel online. Sorry, guys. I had my internet drop out there for a bit. Apologies. You were saying I'm on the helplines currently. I thought I would tune in. Where do you travel, brother? The Forgotten Voyages. I'm assuming maybe guy or girl. Could be both. I'm not sure. Is there anywhere you would like to travel? If we want to get some chats happening, guys. Anyone else, you're welcome to jump in, ask questions. I'm going to do some videos while I'm here in Konya, guys. I've got a backlog of jobs to work. I'm going to do some videos in Konya. So if there's anything you guys would like around Konya, places out. One. I don't know what that means. Those chat. But thank you very much, guys. I'm sorry, I've got some technical issues. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, these countries. Bosnia. You know how it is traveling. I need to take a set time and a day and see that through. I missed last Sunday, but it was just pure because I was in the mountains. I was up in the mountains cycling, and it was just a hustle bustle. It's been a big push. But now Konya, it's sort of chapter 2 closed. And then chapter 3 is from here, Karaman to Mersin. And then after that, Syria. I can't wait for. Really looking forward to Syria. I want to see Homs and Damascus. Really looking forward to it. 40, and that's good at it. The Forgotten Voyages, 40 countries, 40-ish, thereabouts. That's solid. You don't do any vlog or anything like that? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Jump in the chat. Say hello, please, if you want. Love it's really good. All right, guys. So I'm gonna sign out now, guys. The internet's just not good enough, not stable enough, I don't think. I want to thank you all for coming into the live, and we're doing them every single week. So, I appreciate. I'd love to get a big chat group.